Primordial Radio.
Good Lord! Who are you and what are you doing here? How did you escape your country?
Oh, well, they let us out. England sent us there a long time ago. Now we're back.
Honestly, seriously, how did you escape? I mean, have you were you within the borders of Australia for 2 years and couldn't leave and all bit?
Yeah, we had this ring of steel around Melbourne. The Premier, Daniel Andrews, who's famous for saying, let's get on the beers, also put a ring around Melbourne. So basically, Melbourne was locked down for a very, very long time. Very long time. And we could have 1 hour sunlight a day, and they had drones going around Melbourne for the curfew to see if anyone was out and if they could see people out.
Are you making this up?
No, they had drones. I saw them outside my fucking window. Helicopters, drones, everything. And then they send the cops to go get back in your house. It was full on.
That's crazy. It's with facial recognition, and they could go directly to your bank account and find you.
Yeah, they could.
Use digital currency. Wow, this new wave is great.
Yeah. No, it was
anyway,
nuts. Yeah,
you've escaped. Let's not concentrate upon COVID.
Yeah, cool.
Screw that. Well, actually, no. I want to ask the question. So, because you have such a huge fan base here in the UK, how did you feel? Because they were there, and you were there, and did you find new ways to become clever and touch base with people from other places in the world as opposed to just performing live?
Well, I mean, the thing was, it was like they kept announcing the tour, and it kept getting cancelled. But it was just kind of like, just get ready for the tour when it's time to go. We were able to get on like social media and stuff like that, and those sort of things, but nothing beats a live show. No. We didn't even entertain the idea of trying to play in front of a fucking camera, because we need the crowd, and they need us. It's like it's a thing we all do together when we play. It's not just Airbourne alone or the crowd alone. It's Airbourne and their crowd together as one.
Yeah. And it'd be difficult to replicate, although you can't do that anymore. So the climbing of the rig, because now there's insurance.
Wow.
They turn off your mic, because you couldn't do that at home in front of a camera now, could you?
Well, it'd be a bit of a small climb.
Now I'm going to stand in this chair. Way, look at that, fantastic. So you got a new perspective coming out of all of this, and now you're here. And do you view things differently? Because you've been downloaded many times, but do you look at this one a bit differently?
Oh well, I think just being back out here is, when it all went sort of down, we were sort of like, look, we'll throw some risks around and that, but what we want to do is once we get back out there, we're going to recapture that feeling of the live show, the excitement that we get. So, very soon we're going to start, after the tour, we're going to start putting a record together off that high.
Yeah. So speaking, it's a high. So all of a sudden you go cold turkey. Mentally, how do you deal with that? So I mean, because it is an actual rush and a high, being on stage in front of a crowd. It's like, whoa, that's what you live for, and then all of a sudden, that's not happening anymore. Oh, fuck! It's like a sportsman breaking his leg or something and then not being able to play ever again. I mean, how do you mentally deal with that, or how did you?
You just drink. I mean, I don't know. It was kind of it was just this thing. It was just. Musicians committed suicide. We're getting down a dark path, and I don't want to go down there, but musicians did commit suicide during the pandemic, and so did roadies, because they couldn't do the thing they love and see the people they love, because there was no help, there was no understanding for it. It was also the first industry to stop and the last industry to go back, and that's how it is. So mentally, everyone's got their different way of dealing with it. I just fucking waited.
And just sort of go through it. I guess that you don't really have much of a choice, and you're
but
very
put
sad.
down, like Ryan said, put down a lot of riffs and things like that. But at the time, there's no vaccine, and there's what am I putting riffs down for if no one's ever going to rock again? Bullshit, we're going to rock again. Fuck this, we're going to rock again. You just got to keep sort of G'ing yourself up about it. But you said before, this festival, what does it mean? Today it is extra special because it was cancelled twice, and now everyone's back. Everyone's out on the road, and there's so many people out on the road all at once at the moment. I just went out in the crowd to watch Wayward Sons.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
And there's a vibe out there already. The first band on, and the crowd are all up for it. A lot of smiles.
Yeah.
Saying g'day to a few people out there and stuff. It's just a real. It's like there's all the egos that used to be backstage have gone, and everyone's saying hello again.
And that's an interesting perspective of it, because because there is the competitive elements, and they're playing here and that. But all of a sudden, when everything was taken away, there was a bit of a solidarity that came that wasn't there before. Is that still there?
100%. Yeah,
absolutely. 100%,
Oh yeah.
Okay then, right.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah.
If you want to elaborate, go ahead.
Yeah.
Here's a question which is unfair to ask, but I'm going to ask it nonetheless. We know, you guys know the challenges that the music industry faces, and the difficulty it is. Even performing live is becoming much more difficult than it used to be. If you could do one thing, and forget about money, you could do one thing to change the music industry for good? If you could that would improve it and make it better. What would you do?
Well, the one thing I would do would be to abolish the law that says you can get rid of a small venue like a 300 cap just because there's an apartment building that gets built next door, and there's no noise complaints, because the ecosystem of young bands, of where that thrives and grows and becomes the next big bands, they have nowhere to play at the moment because every single little place is getting shut down. So I would say that law doesn't exist, and the opposite happens where they support the small clubs, support the small bands to play those places and do that so we can play with them too.
Great answer.
Because,
in agreement. Yeah, I get it. That's a good answer. Are you just jetting in and fucking off, or are you here for some time?
No, I'm gonna hang out for a bit. Yeah, we're gonna play a gig and then hang out for a bit. And
but are you here tomorrow, or are you just away?
We're gonna go to Vienna.
Well, yeah. Gotta go to Vienna, darling. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fantastic. Not Vienna. Not another Mercedes, darling. Well, enjoy your time. It was lovely to see you. Fuck, it's good to see you again, man.
No, good to be back.
Really good
Thanks
to see
for
you.
having us.
And we look forward to seeing you there.
Enjoy your festival weekend.
I shall, my friend.
All right.
Thank you.
Primordial Radio.